There we go. We're just going to have to do it like this. For this game, anyway. Other games will have to be different. But yeah, we're back. We're live. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. Really like this song. So pleasant. How's everybody doing today? Hope everything's going well. When we left off yesterday, we found out Sayuri was super fucking depressed, and we started going out. I think the main character and her. We had some flashbacks. Talked to Yuri, who helped us out when we were feeling kind of bad. Yeah, you know. I don't know why they went with this art for the title screen. It's not that it's particularly bad. It's just really weird because it's not used at any point. At least not yet. And it kind of clashes because it's clearly in a different style than the rest of the game. But, you know, that's fine. I mean, we're just going to jump right into it. Yesterday, I believe this was our last save yesterday. Or no. Fuck, where did I leave off? Ah, shit. I don't remember. It has to be this one, right? 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 Because that was at 1323. So, yeah, this one. Okay, everyone. We finished sharing poems a little earlier than usual today, so I guess we've got a little bit of free time before we have to pack up and go away. Sorry, I just thought I noticed something weird. It's fine. Don't know about you guys, but I'm super relieved that all the exams are over. The past 2 weeks have been a blur of notes, frantic last-minute cramming, and a bucket load of stress. Student life in a nutshell. Thankfully, today marks the end of the assessments. It also didn't help that I was dying to spend more time with Sayuri. Me too! How did everyone's exams go? Mixed bag, to be honest. Was never a huge fan of math, so that one definitely could have been better. Tell me about it. Physics was much better. Coulomb's law, Ohm's law, Lenz's law, and I still don't get any of them. Biology was pretty well, though. We were learning all about the brain this semester. So many different parts, and they've all got funny names. Labeling it was tricky, though. It's fascinating to think that while we're learning about how brains work, our own brains are active, processing it all. Don't you think? Yeah, if you're a zombie. I'm not sure I understand. Zombies aren't capable of higher cognition, and... Geez, Yuri, it's because they like to eat brains. It was a joke! Oh, Yuri. Did you do well? I suppose my performance wasn't too bad. Pfft, come on, Yuri. We all know you're a real smarty pants. Bet you ace like all your subjects. You really know how to put her on the spot, don't you, Netsuki? Anyway, to answer your question, Moles, I'm definitely with you. I've never been a fan of exam season. The amount of stress involved, she really loves her temples. You have to juggle academics with your extracurriculars, don't you? Mm-hmm. High expectations don't make life any easier, though. Her face drops for a moment. But that's enough of that. Why don't we have a Christmas party? Ooh, like a Halloween one? That was so fun. Pretty much like that, yes. That's a wonderful idea. A good way to see the year off. Yeah, okay. Can't see why not. Yay! Well, that's a pretty unanimous vote. You can host it around mine, by the way. I motion towards Monica and Yuri. As I imagine you model students won't want to break into school twice. You'd be correct. Her stern visage betrays no humor. Looks like my joke didn't quite go to plan. Anyway, now that we've all got that sorted, she quickly checks the clock. I'm going to have to get going, so now's a good time to call the session here. I'll see you guys at the party. Let's make a move, Sayuri. Okay. I'll see you guys later. With a wave, we all pack away and go our separate ways. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-ba-dum. OBS really freaks out sometimes. I'm just trying to minimize the game so I can check. Oh. Oh, great. There's no video. Why? This is going to be great for the VOD. Alright. There was a video when I checked. What? Now there's a video. Okay. Maybe it was just a fade to black that was delayed and I didn't know. Okay. We'll just keep going. By all accounts, today would be a day I'm spending with Sayuri. No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know what was up with that before. After our club meeting, though, she texted everyone suggesting the Secret Santa idea, where we all buy each other presents. Funnily enough, I ended up with her as my Santa, which put a damper on things. I was looking forward to Christmas shopping with her. As I didn't fancy going alone, I decided to message Yuri to see if she wanted to come with me. If I wasn't Yuri's Santa, she agreed, although in typical Yuri fashion, she was quite surprised that I wanted to go shopping with her. Some things never change. Oh, that's a good outfit. I like that. That's cool. So, any ideas what to get Monica? I have some ideas, but nothing I'm truly certain on. Part of the downside of shopping for someone is that when you don't know them that well, you can never be sure what they want. If it's any consolation, I don't really know what to get Sayuri either. Truth be told, I've never been great with presents. Maybe a new bow? Or some new clothes? A woman's clothing makes no sense to me. I never really talked to Sayuri about her fashion sense. Well, we have an entire day ahead of ourselves, Moles. It would be sensible to look at the recipient's hobbies and go from there, wouldn't you think? Hopefully we'll be able to find something. At this time of year, the streets are very busy. Seems like half the entire town decided to do their Christmas shopping today. From the constant fiddling of her hair and the nervous look in her eyes, it's clear that Yuri isn't a fan of crowds. She's standing a bit close to me, her eyes bouncing around whenever someone passes close to her. You know, I've had an idea. Oh? Well, Monica plays the piano, right? So I imagine she'd be into music. Have you ever spoken to her about what kind of bands she likes? Any musicians in particular? You know, now that you mention it, yes, we have had a discussion about our musical preferences before. While our tastes aren't exactly aligned completely, we both tend to appreciate music with thoughtful lyrics. She has a preference towards music that has lyrics with clever wordplay. If I recall correctly, she wasn't much of a rap fan, although she's begun to appreciate the thought and effort that goes into rapping. Much like with poetry, lyrics can be a thoughtful way to express yourself and your thoughts, the battles you're going through, and the demons you face. The effect of music can be incredible, not just on the listener, but on the artists themselves. Take the famous singer Freddie Mercury. You know, this game is clearly set in Japan, so it's really, really weird that they keep referencing a bunch of Western shit all the time. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Of course they would know some Western stuff. I mean, just like we know some Japanese stuff. But it's just weird how consistent it is. Again, it's written by Western people, so, whatever, it happens. Outside of the band he was in, he was a shy and actually rather introverted. What? Really? I've always seen him as a really flamboyant and confident. When he was on stage, it was like he owned the whole room. Ah, but you see, that was only while he was on stage. As a performer, he was of course as bold, confident, and rambunctious as you may think. He stares off dreamily, lost in thought. Yuri? Oh, goodness, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. Anyway, I think the music store would be a fine place to start. Let's make a move, shall we? Thankfully, the music shop is... Sorry, boys, important message. 1 second. Sorry about that. Thankfully, the music shop is much quieter than the streets outside. As predicted, Yuri visibly relaxes, taking a deep breath. Much better. Now, where do you suppose we should start? If I remember correctly, Monica hasn't been playing the piano... If I remember correctly, Monica hasn't been playing the piano for very long, right? She must still be a novice, so... As my eyes wander, a feasible choice of present grabs my attention. How about these? We amble over, with Yuri looking over curiously. It's basically a guide on how to play popular songs on the piano. I flip it over, checking out the description on the back. Note for note, specifically catered for beginners. Who? She looked through the pages. I never heard Monica discuss these artists before, so she might not even want to learn how to play any of these songs. No, not that your suggestion wasn't a good one. I didn't mean to sound dismissive or anything. It wasn't dismissive, Yuri. It was a pretty smart thing to bring up. It was just a suggestion. Let's keep looking. It's tempting to get Sayuri something over here as well. I know their tastes. I knew what her tastes were like when we were younger, but I have no idea if that's changed. Nah, probably best to come with her one day. I remember Monica was talking about this song. I peer over to what she's looking at. Huh, the retro aisle, huh? I didn't know she was into really old songs. If I remember correctly, this appealed to her more so from a metaphorical perspective. What's more is that the song is actually a story in itself, initially describing a castaway lost at sea, slowly losing all hope after admitting it's been a year since he wrote his SOS message. It then describes how he resigns himself to his fate, accepting that he's alone, cut off from the real world, with no one to save him, despite his efforts. But one day, he wakes up and realizes that there are leather bottles scattered around the shore, and so he realizes that other people share in his loneliness. Ironically, he shares his loneliness with other people. The entire tale told under 5 minutes. While it isn't quite what I'd listened to either, the themes that underlie the song and the message it portrays is powerful. The power of loneliness, stemming from an individual cut off from the real world, desperately seeking someone to rescue them, the loss of hope. Man, a conversation between Yuri and Monica would probably go on for hours, if this explanation is anything to go by. You really looked into this stuff, didn't you? So sorry, I know it must be really weird, but you didn't even ask for the analysis. It's not weird at all. I think it's really cool when you don't take a song at face value. Even with lyrics, you find all the metaphors and hidden meanings. It's not something I really do myself, but if it's something you enjoy, power to you, right? Really? Really. Don't be ashamed of who you are, Yuri. You've got your interests, and that's great. I'll admit that we're different in that sense, but I'd never look down on you for being analytical. Besides, it probably helps you in school. Anyway, did you want to get that vinyl for this song, or...? Well, I don't know if she has a vinyl player. There wouldn't be much of a point if she doesn't have one. I actually had another idea for a gift, which would be more dependable. Oh, we're back here again. Back here? Yeah, when Sayuri and I were doing the festival preservation, we came here for supplies. This place is what we needed, so I'm a little more confident now. Anyway, what did you have in mind? Well, I noticed that Monica's handwrites a lot of things. Her poems, her entire entries in her planner and diary. I always admired the look and feel of a well-crafted fountain pen. These days, they're quite rare. Most people use brios or ballpoints. A fountain pen, huh? Funny you mention that, actually. If you were my Secret Santa, that probably would be what I'd get you. I guess you both appreciate the same thing. Well, I'm not really sure if she would like it, but I suppose it's more dependable than a vinyl, given she doesn't need any equipment to use that gift. Anyway, let's have a look. In front of us lies a shelf, carefully slotted with a wide variety of fancy-looking fountain pens. I'm gonna try and take things a little slower. I feel like I've been reading a little too fast. All in different shapes and sizes, colors and styles. Yuri takes out a selection of the choices, handling each one with the utmost care. She turns them over in her hands, bringing each pen up to eye level, inspecting it from nib to edge. Being totally honest, while I can't definitely see their appeal, it's a little boring. I'm sure that to the right person, they're much more than just a writing instrument, but to me, they're just a metal stick that holds ink. I mean, what exactly can you do with a pen, aside from writing? As my mind wanders, a typical reaction when I'm bored, she calls me over. This one tempts me the most. What do you think? Well, it's definitely pretty. The dark green against the black looks really cool. Feels pretty weighty, too. I can imagine she really liked this one. The last part isn't exactly true, but at this point, I'm not exactly keen to spend lots of time in this shop. Yuri has a habit of getting lost in her own little world, and while I don't mind it, it can drag out at times. I like how it comes with its own bottle of ink, too. A nice little touch. I think this one will do fine. I only heave a sigh of relief. I had the feeling that Yuri would take even longer than Sayuri when it comes to shopping. Let's just hope that she won't pass by the book aisle. What will you get, Sayuri? Still have no idea. Anything to do with clothes that are out of the picture. Don't know what her style or size is. What does Sayuri like to do in her free time? Sleep? Eat? Yuri stifles a small laugh. Come on, Moles. You're missing an obvious one. I don't think being clumsy is a hobby. Poetry. Wow. Now I really do feel like an idiot. So, like a new notebook to write poems in, or... Never bought a gift for a poet before. That's a viable choice, however. Although, if I can suggest... Well, far be it from me to tell you what to get her, but given your history together, would it not be a... I'm not going to be offended, Yuri. Well, would it not be better to get a more personalized present? Something that really reminds you of her? A new notebook or a pen are of course practical gifts, but they are particularly personal. Okay, so a more personalized present. Something that reminds me of her. For instance, let's look at her poems. They are rather intimate, no? A reflection of her inner thoughts and feelings. Well, I actually really liked her Bottles poem, and... Wait, that's it! Sorry, I'm not sure if I understand. You can buy little bottles that are illuminated by lights. If I get a few, all with different color lights, they can be metaphors for the happy thoughts she has. Yuri's eyes light up. That's such a wonderful idea, Miles. Not only is it very thoughtful, but it's also a wonderful homage to one of her best poems. I guarantee you that she would love it. I'm really surprised I did that, don't I? Where would you get such a gift from, though? You can order them from the internet. I'll tell you what, actually. Do you want to wrap your present for Monica at my place? I can order Sayori's gift and help you out with that. Are you sure? I've already taken up a lot of your time, and I'd hate to. It's Christmas, Yuri. Well, give it a few days or so. If you're sure. Oh, I skipped the cutscene, which is a shame, because I like those. I guess we just skip time once again. I wish there weren't so many time skips. I feel like we're just jumping between like event and event, which is fine. But like I kind of liked the slower pace of the first act as opposed to this rapid time skip section. I feel like, and like I guess that's part of the point of doing a particular character's route, and we're doing Sayori's route, and I suppose that's part of the point. But I feel like we don't get to know the other characters as much, even less so than the original game. And that game was much shorter, but each character got time to shine, no matter who you really focused on. Reluctantly, I dragged my eyes away from the anime that I'm watching, right when the bald guy was about to punch his adversary. Although the intrusion is immediately forgiven once I realize it's Sayori telling me she's here. Hey! Someone's in a good mood, haha. As we share an embrace, I affectionately run my fingers through her hair. Of course! Exams are finally over, all our presents are sorted, and I get to spend today with you. Why wouldn't I be? As we take a seat on the sofa, I offer my shoulder as a cushion, to which she delightfully obliges. Sitting there with Sayori nuzzled into me, an arm around her, feeling her warm body next to mine. Oh, how these past few weeks have been worth the wait. Well, given how amazing my present for you is, you've every right to be. I wink at her, and her eyes light up, childish excitement all over her features. Oh! Can I try and guess? You can. That doesn't mean I'll tell you. Gotta wait until the others are here. Okay. Is it a new bow? It was actually something I considered. But, given how much that red bow suits you, I didn't want to mess with that. Besides, I don't really know your style very well, truth be told. Well, for future reference, I like blue. A blue bow would go really well with your eyes, which would make you even prettier. Ah, you're really sweet, do you know that? I'm serious, Sayori. You know, I don't think I've ever told you this, but you're beautiful. Your eyes especially, and the way your hair falls over your face, the way your smile lights up the room. How you can make my day better just by being there. Everything that I've been waiting to say to her over the past few weeks is finally tumbling out of my mouth. It's not like me to be a romantic at all. Feel you there, buddy. I don't know where these words are coming from, but they just feel so right to say. I don't think I've ever told you just how much you mean to me. Our faces inch closer, and I can feel her warmth breathe on my skin. I still, like, I know this is supposed to be sweet as opposed to creepy, but given the original context of the original game, every time I get the close-up, I get really, really, really freaked out. It really bothers me. I keep thinking something horrible is going to happen. There's silence in the room, broken only by my voice, which is lowered to a whisper. And I know that our history has been a little inconsistent, but to be honest, you're here now, we're here now, and that's all I care about. She looks at me with nervous anticipation and coos slightly, eyes shining with bliss. My heart hammering, I'm aware of what's about to happen. We both lean forward. Wow, is this really about to... Both of our eyes shoot open. I'm 100% sure that the immense pang of disappointment that I'm feeling is mutual. Why now, of all times? At least it wasn't the nudity scene. With a heavy sigh, I am very nervous about that arriving and being on Twitch. It's censored. It's the box is ticked. But ooh. With a heavy sigh, I reluctantly pull myself away from Sayuri and head to the door. Hey guys! Moles! Let's get this party started, shall we? I chuckle and let her in, waving to Yuri and Natsuki as well. These are all good casual outfits. I like these. Although, yours does not look warm enough, Natsuki. Like, it's fine. It's cute, but like, everyone else is wearing a sweater and a coat. Monica's is great. That's probably my favorite one. I guess just be cold. I guess. So this is your house, huh? Technically, it's my parents', actually. She pulls an unimpressed face. Very funny. You keep it in good condition, Moles. Just like how I remembered it. Huh? You've been here before, Yuri? Sayuri shoots me an inquisitive look, and for some reason, I'm hit with the urge to hastily explain myself. Yeah, Yuri and I went Secret Santa shopping together. Had to wrap our presents here. Man, did any of you guys struggle with that, or was it just me being an idiot? Itsuki mutters something under her breath. No, I didn't find it too easy either. Pfft, speak for yourselves, guys. It was a walk in the park. Such confidence, Natsuki. Why don't you go first, then? As much as I like Natsuki, it's always darkly satisfying when she gets knocked down a peg or two, especially when it comes to someone as calm and shy as Yuri. Natsuki nervously looks around. Well, is everyone ready to share? Of course! Come on, Natsuki. Who do you have? There's a playful smirk playing on her lips. Oh, okay. I couldn't wrap it. Well, for obvious reasons, she pulls what looks like some kind of plant from her bag. It's for you, Yuri. A plant? Yeah. It's a peace lily. I did some research on them. They're really good at improving air quality. Don't really know how, but that's besides the point. Anyway, I thought it'd suit you because they're supposedly good for boosting your concentration. I know you like to read a lot, and these plants are apparently really good at helping you focus and calming you down. Oh, and they're super easy to take care of as well. You got this for me? Unless there's another Yuri in this room? Yeah. Why? Don't you like it? No, it's not that. It's just such a thoughtful gift. You're right. It would make a perfect environment to sit down and read in. Not only would it help me when I write poetry, but it would also make a wonderful addition to my bedroom. Thank you ever so much, Natsuki. It means a lot. It's just a plant, sheesh. But for what it's worth, I'm glad you like it, Yuri. Merry Christmas and all that. Ah, there it is. That merry festive spirit. It's so nice to see Yuri and Natsuki getting along so well, even after their fights and differences. Natsuki's gift took me by surprise. I didn't know she was so thoughtful. Guess she does have a heart after all. I'll give it to you, Natsuki. That was a pretty good gift. You've raised the bar pretty high. Anyway, I guess I'll go next. This is for you, Natsuki. She pulls out her gift. The expression on Natsuki's face transforms with thinly disguised indifference. Is that a spice rack? Yep, comes with a bunch of spices too. Anyway, I figured this would be handy given how much you're into culinary stuff. I wasn't sure what spices to get you, but luckily these came with some of the rack itself. And if I remember correctly, I think these three are fennel, thyme, and some more. Those names probably mean more to you than they do to me. Merry Christmas. Geez, it looks like it costs a lot. Monica dismisses her objection with a wave. Money is money. Don't worry about it. She swallows and composes herself. Thanks, Monica. She looks at the floor. That's really nice of you. All good, Nat. Anyway, who's next? Yuri bashfully reaches into her bag. This is for you. Of course we got each other. Of course we did. This is for you, Monica. She hands her a small box we wrapped together. Wrapped as well. You really did go the extra mile. She unwraps the box, revealing the beautiful fountain pen within. Pardon me if I misjudged. However, I noticed that you do a lot of writing whatever that be for poems or in your planner. I found this pen to be beautiful, and it writes really well. And it comes with a bottle of ink, too. Very traditional, Yuri. I should have guessed you'd opt for something like this. You're right, though. It's a very ornate pen. She picks it up, gently rolling it through her fingers. Has a really nice weight to it. Thank you, Yuri. Your timing is really good. I was running out of ink with my old pen. You're most welcome, Monica. I'm glad you liked it. I was tempted to go for something musical, something to do with the piano, but I wasn't sure what sort of things you were learning with the instrument, so I figured a pen was a safer bet. Monica loads the pen with ink and gives it a test run. Writes really well. Where'd you get this? I'm tempted to visit the shop myself at some point. Just a shop in town. Just be mindful not to press too hard, as it's really easy for the ink to flow too much. The last thing you want is a puddle of ink. Duly noted, haha. Wait, hang on. Going to the process of elimination. Suri, did we get each other? Well, we are the only ones left, so I guess we did, yeah. Do you want to go first? Here you go. She hands me a medium-sized rectangular object wrapped in snow-themed wrapping paper. Let me guess, a book? All because I joined the literature club, eh? Oh wow. I definitely did not expect to see a younger version of my smell smiling up at me. I wasn't really sure what to get you. My first thought was a game. I'm not sure what you're into, so I thought I'd go for a more sentimental pick. This is one of my favorite pictures of us when we were kids, so I thought giving you my favorite memory would be a good idea. I remember this day. It was when our parents took us to the fair, and we got you that giant cow plushie. Yeah, that's the one. I still look fondly at the photo. We're both standing side by side, with the cow sitting below us. An impossibly huge grin is on both of our faces. The cow wasn't much shorter than we were back then. Remind me to never make fun of your ability to pick out a fantastic present, Zuri. This is super thoughtful. The frame itself is a lovely touch as well. This music's really nice. I like this. It's super festive. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Man, the main theme for this game is so solid. And they did a ton of great remixes for this. Like, the music is unambiguously great for this whole mod. It's super fantastic. Yeah, it's cute. Anyway, I just hope my gift can stack up to yours, Sayuri. Here you go. Oh. Okay, for a second there, the music was just looping. I thought it cut out because it was, like, a bad thing. Are these bottles? Yep, as you can see, there's also colored lights inside them. Hang on, let me flip the lights off so you can see what I mean. There's a collective ooh as the darkness brings out the lights. True potential. Against the blackness, the reds, blues, greens, and yellows flare to life. It feels a bit strange speaking into the darkness, especially when I can't see Sayuri's reaction, though. Anyway, I got this as a, well, reference, I guess, to your bottles poem. I couldn't help but notice that the bottles represented your happy thoughts. Each light in these bottles are basically a happy memory, a happy thought, that I've shared with you. Obviously, I've got more than 4 happy memories with you, but I couldn't exactly buy 100 bottles. Anyway, this is going to sound really cheesy, but all of a sudden I'm grateful I'm in the dark, because it makes it much easier to really speak my mind. You're my happy thoughts, Sayuri. And I just wanted to give you something that you could keep as a reminder of that. Merry Christmas. I'll put the lights back on. Jeez, you two need to get a room. Sorry, had to be said. Moles, this is such a sweet present. I think it's the best gift I've ever had. Indeed, it truly embodies thoughtfulness. I knew it was an excellent choice the very moment you suggested it. I'll give you credit, Moles. You can really tell when you two have been best friends for a while. My cheeks redden as I hear this, and the praise. I was hoping the present would be very well received, sure, but wasn't expecting everyone to be so impressed. Haha, you guys. Anyway, now all the present sharing is over, does anyone want to play something? What did you have in mind? Or, well, there's some video games that are multiplayer, and I think I have a board game or two lying around. There's a Monopoly, Trivial Pursuit, Scrabble, Clue, some others, hang on. You really do have a wild lifestyle, you know that? Hey, I did suggest video games, but none of you seem to be interested. Exactly my point. Yuri quickly interjects. I think Trivial Pursuit could be fun. Yeah, that way we get to see how smart you really are, Yuri. Sure, let's give it a go. You're on, Yuri. I'm not really into competition. Fine. There better be some questions on manga, though. An hour in, it was very clear that the game is clearly between Yuri and Monica, who are roughly neck and neck. Everyone's been enjoying it, though, even Natsuki. Although she tries to act like the whole thing is boring her, I can tell she's having fun. Currently, it's Sayuri's turn. The color pink. Oh, the entertainment category. The 90s video game characters Banjo and Kazooie are what two animals? Oh, I should know this one. Yeah, I swear we played together when we were kids. Can you give me a hint? Sorry, you'll just have to grin and bear it. I see what you did there. She pouts, clearly missing the cleverly concealed hint. Well, what are the choices? A bear and a lizard and a bat, or a gorilla and a monkey. I can't remember. I'm gonna go with a bear and a bird. Oh yay, I got it right. I totally knew that. If you got it wrong, we wouldn't be friends. Hey! Let's see what I get. Literature. In the Japanese story, the spider's web. Why was Kandata unable to escape hell using the spider's web? The web was an illusion. Other prisoners were also trying to use the web to escape. The devil cut the web before Kandata could break free. Nothing like an easy question. I remember reading this story a very long time ago. It's really going to bother me if I don't get it right. It's B. She flips the card over. Aha! I knew it. Another point to me. Pfft, nerd! Knowledge is power, Natsuki. Natsuki mumbles something under her breath. Anyway, if I get another geography question, I'm gonna... I don't know why that's so funny to me. Anyway, if I get another geography question, I'm gonna flip. What does blue mean again? Don't say it's geography. Okay, it's not geography. She rolls her eyes. It is, isn't it? Her eyebrows furrow. She reads the question. What's the capital of Australia? Sydney, Adelaide, or Canberra? Don't most people get this one wrong? Along with Canada, most people think it's Toronto or Vancouver. How do I get the feeling this is a trick question? Like I've heard of Sydney and Adelaide, but I would have picked one of these two. To hell with it, I'm going with Canberra. Oh, that's right. Well, that was easy. I thought it was Adelaide, to be honest. I would have picked Sydney. Who's the nerd now, Natsuki? Shut up! Science one, huh? One of the arteries is a major artery of the forearm and wrist. Carotid, radial, femoral. Ah, I know this one. I'm fairly certain it's the radial. Yeah, the carotid is in the neck. How'd you know that? Because I pay attention in biology, silly. Why does everyone think I'm an idiot or something? Prove that you're not an idiot by winning, eh? Why don't you? She's got you there, Moles. She's got you there, Moles. Can't really dispute that. A couple of hours have passed since the end of the board game. A comfortable, lazy atmosphere has settled upon the room, the kind where no one can be bothered to do much after eating a hefty meal. As the night wore on, the general conversation topics have grown a little more mellow and reflective. We're all lounging in the living room. Sayuri is next to me, and I'm fighting the urge to cuddle up to her. I don't know if she wants to tell everyone that we're together yet. As I'm trying to figure out a way to talk to her in private, she suddenly springs up and whispers in Monika's ear. Both girls glance in my direction as Monika giggles. Both of them get up and head over to the kitchen, whispering conspiratorially to one another. The strange change of behavior causes me to raise an eyebrow. What are you two doing? Oh, you'll find out soon. Something about the sing-song way of how she delivered that line rouses my suspicions further. I glance over to Natsuki and Yuri, who are both holding a poker face. Well, as good as poker face as they can manage, that is. Either you guys know what's going on. Oh, he's gonna mess this up! Natsuki, don't be so rude. What? Come on, it's gonna be so funny! You guys know I'm sitting here, right? I'm right in front of you! Yuri shoots me a sympathetic look. I would tell you, but I've been told not to. It'll ruin the surprise. Can everyone stop this Illuminati shit and tell me what's going on? Moles, can you come here? Bewildered, I oblige. Walking up to Sayuri and Monika, I notice the former looks really nervous for some reason. It's because there's gonna be mistletoe. I'm calling it. I know I'm right. I know. Like, it's like, come on. You're not unpredictable, game. I can see you coming from a mile away. Man, I don't know what was in that food we just ate, but it's making you all act super weird. Monika steps away from us, shooting Sayuri a wink as she does so. Look up, Moles. Knew it! Knew it! Got him! Got him! You can't fool me, video game. Half expecting some cryptic hint on the ceiling, I oblige. Oh. Oh no. Is that mistletoe? Mistletoe that earlier I was fairly certain was not there. You tricked me. And I'm fully aware of what you're meant to do under it. As Sayuri shuffles over to me, my heart starts pounding once more. It was nerve-wracking enough that it was just the two of us earlier. You set this up, didn't you? You tricked me. A poorly disguised look of innocence on Sayuri's face tells me all I need to know. I should have seen this coming. What a time to forget how crafty you can be, Sayuri. She's standing right in front of me now, expectantly, clearly visible in her features. Do you want us to look away? Only a distant, faraway part of me registers Monika's voice. Right now, the only thing I'm truly focused on is this beautiful girl in front of me. Actually, no, that's a lie. The most important thing I'm focusing on now is how to not mess this up. Don't worry about it. It'll be terrible. People think it's just the first time having sex that's terrible, but no. No. It's also the first time kissing. You're not gonna be good at it. You just have to accept it. Embrace the terribleness and acknowledge it, and then lampshade it by saying, this is going to be terrible. That's how you do it. The most important thing I'm focusing on right now is how to not mess this up. All of those thoughts go out the window as Sayuri's lips finally meet mine. Yay! Look at us! Look at us, generic anime protagonist man with short hair. I am shocked. Shocked it is brown, even. I thought it would be black because I'm a fucking generic-ass anime protagonist man. In that moment, nothing else mattered. I sigh contentedly. This is, like, really deep for a first kiss, too. Like, whatever. Ah, whatever, it's fiction, who cares? I sigh contentedly, pulling her closer to me. One of my hands caressed the back of her head, while the other gently cups her face. Nothing could have prepared me for this moment. I'm drinking her in, lost in the sensation of her lips on mine, and her warm, soft hands link around the back of my neck. All of the fears I had about messing this up melt away as the kiss progresses. I have no idea what I'm doing, but from how good this feels and how blissful Sayori seems to be, I think it's safe to say it's working. Eventually we break away. It's impossible to tell how long that kiss went on for. Seconds, minutes, years. As I open my eyes, Sayori's beautiful face fills my vision. There's such a tender, heartfelt look in her eyes that I've never seen before. Oh, that adorable giggle. Sheesh, you two! Aha! I knew it! Atsuki rolls her eyes. Duh! Wasn't it super obvious when Sayori asked us to bring the mistletoe? No, I mean ever since Most joined the club, I had a gut feeling they liked each other. Childhood sweethearts, eh? That almost sounds like a trope. The way you two spoke about one another, it was ever so endearing. I'm happy for you two. Congrats and all. Just keep the mushy stuff outside the club, okay? I grin weakly. I'll do my best. Anyway, it's getting late. I think it's time we leave these lovebirds to it. Shinjizuri. Oh yes, of course. Thank you for hosting the party, Moles. It was really enjoyable. Yeah, it was. Just make sure you use protection. I mean, I can't tell. Like, it's a visual novel anime game, so it's totally possible. But isn't it a little early for that? Isn't it just a little early? I'm glad I just double checking to make sure it's marked. Natsuki? Kidding. Jeez. And on that awkward parting remark, Sayori and I are left alone. There's a moment of silence. Moles, what's up? She bites her lip, looking away. There's trace of anxiety on her face. Can I ask you something that might sound a bit weird? Sure. Was it okay for us to kiss? I mean, wasn't the mistletoe idea yours? I know. It's just, well, my heart is telling me that this is all okay, but my brain is telling me, well, it's being a bit of a meanie. This was the right choice, right? Sorry, I know this might sound really sudden. I didn't want to say anything while the others were here. Sorry, it's still just so confusing. I take her hand in mine and tilt her head so our eyes meet. Look, Sayori, why are you feeling like this? Was the wrong decision. It's kind of hard for me to stop believing that I'm not worth your love and attention. And the last thing I want to do is drag you down and have you waste your time on someone like me. But at the same time, I'm trying to stay hopeful and listen to my heart, which is telling me that it's okay to do what I want. Well, did you enjoy the kiss? Because I don't know about you, but I did. She blushes. I did, yeah. You're a good kisser. Well, I've never been happier. Whenever you're around, I've always in better spirits. We both want each other, and we're both happy with each other. So how can this be the wrong decision, Sayori? I don't really know for sure, but I'm guessing this is the depression trying to tell you you're not allowed to be happy. Of course you are. Don't worry, Sayori. We'll get through this together. Just remember, this is all my choice. No one is forcing me to make it. She pauses for a moment, reflecting on my words. Okay, thanks, Moles. I guess you're right. I'll try to remember that. Oh, by the way, sorry for putting you on the spot while the others were around. Oh, I bet you were enjoying that. Ha ha ha. It's alright, I got to kiss you. So, I think I came out of that exchange the victor. That was really nice, wasn't it? I think I'd enjoy kissing you a lot more without 3 people watching, though. Well, they're all gone, so do you... Without even waiting for her to finish the question, I kissed her again. Oh man, this is something I could get used to. Oh man. It's just the two of us. The kiss feels a lot more personal, and that's absolutely fine by me. Merry Christmas, Sayori. With our faces only inches apart, she playfully nuzzles my nose with her own, laughing. Holding her this close, being able to hear her heartbeat, feeling her warm breath on my face, hearing her whisper. Thank you for everything, Moles. Merry Christmas to you, too. Although this feels like an absolute bliss, part of me can't help but wonder what I'm getting myself into. It would be naive to think that everything would be sunshine and rainbows from here on out, no matter how strongly we feel for each other. Will we really be okay? Perhaps there's no sense in worrying about the future so much. Maybe it's just best to take each day as they come. After all, there's only one way to find out. I'm assuming that's the end of Act 2. And we're going to move into Act 3 as the final act. I mean, that could be the end of the game right there, honestly. It just expanded a bit. Act 3. Nailed it. I like the art. It's cute. I'm going to take this moment to take a quick pee break, and we'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. And if you're new to the stream and you're watching, make sure to follow. And if you're watching the VOD on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Write a comment while you wait for me to get back. Honestly, you might as well. And I'm back. How's everybody doing? Alright. Most people typically see January as a pretty dreary month. January blues, I think it's called. With the cold weather, the gray skies, the end of Christmas. Yeah, I can see it. Not this January, though. I haven't been able to get Sayuri's kiss out of my mind. It's hard to believe she's actually my girlfriend now. And just 4 months ago, we hadn't spoken in years. Joining the club, discovering Sayuri's feelings for me, and, well, finding out about her depression. The whole thing has just been so unexpected. Still, there's a few days left of the Christmas break, and I know exactly how I want to spend them. After shooting Sayuri a text, I make my way over. What magical adventures are we going to go on today, Moles? I'm glad you asked that, Sayuri. Today, we're going to go to a magical, snowy wonderland. Expect it to be a wild journey filled with snow, snowballs, and festive lights. She looks at me for a moment before bursting out laughing. Oh, you're so silly sometimes. Hey, it's not like you could come up with a good imagery on the spot. Try me. Okay then, I will. Let's see what you can come up with, Miss Literary Expert. She thinks for a moment. We're going to go on a bold, daring venture to a place brimming with magical lights, pristine snow, and frozen, icy fractals. You know what? I know when I'm beat. Suri grins with pride, puffing her chest out proudly. Although, I bet you don't even know what half those words mean. Did Yuri lend you a thesaurus? I expected my jibe to earn a pout from her, but she stands firm. Don't be jealous that you'll never stack up to the Ice Queen. Pfft, Ice Queen, bold words from someone whose hand gets cold super easy. Especially when this person accidentally leaves her gloves at home. That got her. Meanie. You can never let me win. I sidle up close to her and plan to kiss on her nose. You love it, though, really. Although the pout tells me otherwise, there's no denying that red blush creeping onto her cheeks. By the way, for your Secret Santa, who did you go shopping with? Natsuki! That must have been an awkward afternoon. It wasn't, actually. It's rare that I get to see Natsuki outside of the club, so it was a really nice day out together. Girls' day out, huh? You could say that. She helped me out a lot when it come to picking out a present for you. Tut-tut. Couldn't even think of a present for me without some outside help. You're the one who admitted it was hard at the Christmas party. Checkmate. Since when was your memory that good? No fair. The Ice Queen never forgets. She laughs as I roll my eyes. You really like that self-appointed title, don't you? It doesn't even make sense. You hate the cold. Does it bother you? Should I... Alright, thanks for the stream, folks. Goodbye. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna let it go over one. I didn't even mean to do that. I didn't even mean to make that pun. God damn it. I'm so disappointed with myself. Oh, fuck. Alright. Alright. Should I let it go? I can't believe you just did that. She giggles sweetly, playfulness laced in her laugh. Anyway, she was really stuck on what to get Yuri. There were the obvious choices like a new pen, a book, or something to do with tea. She was considering getting her one of those, but she said she wanted to do something that wasn't so obvious. She can be really thoughtful when she wants to be. Yeah, I got that impression. The look on Yuri's face, man, she really wasn't expecting the lily at all. I'd have thought Natsuki would have just got her a horror book and be done with it. Well, that's the thing. Natsuki said she likes to surprise people. Once you get her past her prickly side, she really has a big heart. Not exactly hard to have a big heart when you're that small, though, is it? Moles, it's a joke, it's a joke. Although please don't tell her I said that. Only if you buy me chocolate. That doesn't sound so bad. And maybe some cookies. Anything else? A back massage? A Ferrari? Perhaps a holiday cruise to the Caribbean as well? Well, now that you mention it, you'd be so lucky. What are you gonna have, Sayuri? Her eyes whiz over the menu. Given the abundance of cakes, buns, and other sweet food, I'm not expecting her to reply any time this decade. Cinnamon buns again? No, actually, I think I'm gonna try the sponge cake. It looks so soft and delicious. The genuine excitement on her face is so endearing to see. And to think a girl this adorable is mine. After giving our order to a waiter, I can't help but reach across the table and take her hand in mine. She looks a little surprised initially, but soon rubs my hands with her fingers, smiling shyly. You know, that's something I've always loved about you. How adorable you are, huh? Like, even right now, you're getting really flustered, aren't you? Me? No? Oh, It took me a while to realize my feelings for you. Ever since that tickle fight we had back in September, I remember seeing a look in your eyes. You were in a really, well, awkward position, and you looked at me with a look that I'd never seen before. Yeah, I remember that moment. I had no idea how to react. It was the first time we spent together outside of school in a while. I was really happy that day. Me too. I guess that was the first day my feelings for you began to bloom. And over the next months, those feelings grew stronger. You gave me a bit of food once, and your hands brushed against mine. I remember thinking how soft your hands felt. It took me really off guard. Ah, so that's why you zoned out. I was wondering... Fuck it. I was wondering why you looked like you were in a trance. I wasn't the greatest at covering my tracks, was I? And you smell really nice, too. I remember letting that slip when we were carving pumpkins. That doesn't really make any sense. I hadn't showered that day. I don't know. Maybe it's just your natural scent then. That's creepy to say. Man, that makes me sound like a real caveman, doesn't it? At least you're a very handsome caveman. Now it's my turn to get red. Finding my weak spot, Sayuri grins and opens her mouth, no doubt eager to watch me flail for a change. Thankfully, her moment of opportunity is interrupted by the waiter bringing us our food. Another huge smile appears on her face as the cake is put in front of her. It's really not hard to put a smile on her face, is it? Watching her eat it is a sight to behold. It's almost like she's inhaling it, straight into the bottomless pit that is her stomach. What's the matter, Moles? Compliments making you turn red? You know, it was really cute seeing how nervous you were when you warmed my hands. You were stuttering and everything, and something tells me it wasn't because of the cold. Guilty. My master plan worked. I should have known it was all a ruse. Then again, I got to hold hands with you, so weren't we both winners? Doesn't take my victory away from me, meanie. Not taking it away from you, just sharing it. Is that so wrong? I stuck my tongue under her. I'll give you credit, though. The mistletoe plan was pretty good. I had absolutely no clue it was coming, somehow, because I'm an idiot. That was so much fun to play with the girls. Yuri felt bad, but Natsuki and Monica were all for it. They looked absolutely terrified when you saw them. Well, duh. It was nerve-wracking enough that we almost kissed before the others arrived, and then I had to do it with 3 other people watching. That plan almost backfired on you, though. Huh? Well, it was your first kiss, too, right? Oh, yeah. Although, I had advice from Monica beforehand. Oh? How to kiss someone? Yep. I didn't know you were meant to close your eyes. I stared at her. Even I knew that. I mean, I don't think the kiss fails if you leave your eyes open. I guess it's pretty natural to close them, though. Comes to you naturally. Why does it come to you naturally? That's a good question. Science! Get on it! I bet Monica had to teach you a lot, didn't she? I'm not legally obliged to answer that. I burst out into laughter. Hey! Sorry. I'm just trying to picture how that conversation went down. Did you ask Monica how to kiss someone? Or were you meant to put your hands while you do it? No, I didn't. I kind of wanted to, though. I had no idea what to do. To be honest, I was a little scared that I'd mess it up. You know, it being your first kiss and all. And the more I thought about it, the worse I felt that I put you into a really awkward position. It's okay, really. I enjoyed it, after all. Plus, it was my first one, so I was hardly a pro. Really? Really. You know what they say. Practice makes perfect, right? Very smooth, Mullins. An hour or so later, we're both wound up in my living room. I'm lying on the sofa? With Sayori cuddled up next to me. Content as can be. You know, now that we're actually together, what are we meant to do? Fuck if I know. You're my first girlfriend after all. Don't get me wrong. It's really nice to just cuddle up together. When you think about what couples do together, what comes to mind? I have to pause and actually think about it. Go on dates? Which I guess we technically just did at the cafe. Sorry, Siri. I'm really as clueless as you are. Fuck, dude. I've been doing it for years and I still don't fucking know. That's alright. I guess we do all the time in the world to figure it out. To be honest, I'm perfectly happy just to do this. Just being with you, no matter what we're doing, makes me happy. Aw. That's how I feel with you too, Ashley. Does that mean I can cancel the romantic getaway to Paris then? She pokes me in the side. But France is the romantic capital of the world. France sucks. I wouldn't go to France. Fuck France. How much money do you have to spare, Sarah? Does that include pocket money I spent years ago? Yeah, sure. Maybe negative 200 yen then. Well, unless the planes are operated by really tired hamsters, I don't think we'll be going to France anytime soon. I really want a hamster. Why? What do you mean why? To pet. Would you call it? Stuart. Why? 'Cause of the movie? Yep. You know that Stuart Little was a mouse, not a hamster, right? What's the difference? Hamsters taste nicer. Is it bad that actually made me laugh? It means your humor is like mine, so take it as you will. That's definitely not a good thing then. Don't make me push you off the couch. You wouldn't dare. Oh? I had a better idea. I sit up and without hesitating began to tickle him wristly. The effect is instant. Sarah immediately began squirming, laughing uncontrollably. Oh no, not this again! That's so unfair! You didn't even give me a chance. If I remember correctly, last time it was you who initiated. Did you give my uncle a chance? Did you? Sorry, I just can't help but think of that. So here's a taste of your own medicine. She's writhing on the couch, blue eyes shimmering with tears, with her involuntary laughter. Okay. Sorry for what I said about you. Please stop. As I'm a merciful soul, I abate ever so slightly, just to give her a chance to catch her breath. Bad move. Siri lunges forward, pinning me beneath her. This bout of unexpected dexterity totally catches me off guard, and with a flump, my body sinks into the opposite end of the couch. She wastes no time in dishing out some cold revenge, and within seconds, my laughter and squirming are replaced. Has replaced hers instantly. Oh, damn, I did not expect you to be able to do that. She brings her face closer to mine, making sure I can see how smoked she is, which actually gives me an idea. Darting forward, I plant a desperate kiss on her lips. Unlike with that previous kiss, this time my tongue is involved. No, I don't want to read that. Reading this is hard. I find it slowly pressing against her top lip. The effect is immediate. Her hands go from trying to tickle me to slowly linking around the back of my head. As the kiss deepens, she slowly pushes me back down. Oh, god damn it. This is gonna go faster than I expected. Good thing my door's closed. After a few seconds, I'm lying down with her body directly on top of mine. My mind is going wild, trying to process exactly what's going on. I only intended for the kiss to distract her, but it ignited some kind of urge in both of us. My body feels so warm. Her body feels so warm against mine, and with a sudden jolt, I'm very aware of a part of Sayuri, namely 2 parts that are pressed up against my chest. Needless to say, the atmosphere has completely changed. Neither of us know how to react. The silence continues on, with each passing second feeling like hours. We have the house to ourselves. Her body is pressed on top of mine, and there's some sort of primal instinct stirring within both of us. I open my eyes. And then the mom's gonna walk in because it's an anime game. Sayuri? She hastily climbs off me. So sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to, It's okay. It's okay. It just kinda happened. Yeah. Anyway, I had a lot of fun today, Moles. It's a shame school starts tomorrow, though. I was hoping you wouldn't remind me. I'll be getting the results of our December exams back, too. January could go one of 2 ways. We'll be fine, I think. Only one way to find out. Anyway, it's getting late. Want me to walk you home? Sure. No sex yet. But it's a coming. We're gonna get there. And I'm very concerned. But we're gonna get there. Did the game crash? No. And here we are, back in class. Man, the holidays really whizzed by in a flash. Seeing Sayuri in the mornings really makes a huge difference to how I perceive the school day. Am I a morning person now? Maybe she really is my sunshine, just like her poem. She's really made me mushy, hasn't she? I've been there. Wonder what Mom would think. Psst. Morning, Emmy. Good Christmas break, huh? So, did it work? Huh? Sayuri, duh. Are you guys together yet? Going straight in, I see. Well, are you? Yeah, we are. I knew it! Are you going... Well, I think that's everyone. As the last student makes their way to the desk, Sakurai puts down the register and stands at the front of the class. Hope everyone had a good break. There's a weak, lukewarm murmur. Ah, come on, guys, you got it easy. Your exams are before the break. I used to teach at a school that had January exams. At least they had a reason to be so enthusiastic about returning. Anyone got anything cool for Christmas? Yeah, Mom finally came and got me a new pair of running sneakers. Practical for sure. A friend of mine got me a plant. I'm not sure what it is about me that screams flower man, but hey, life's full of surprises. Anyway, given I was supposed to start the lesson 5 minutes ago, let's begin, shall we? That was pretty funny, I like that. Normally, I'd eat outside when it comes to lunchtime. Given how cold it's gotten recently, though, the outdoors doesn't particularly appeal to me right now. A lot of students opt to just eat in their homeroom, especially as the temperature drops outside. The club room is also a viable choice. Luckily, it's always free around lunchtime. Over the Christmas break, we suggested eating there in the club room, and despite Monica saying she couldn't make any promises, the decision was pretty much universally agreed upon. With my stomach grueling, I make my way over. Yuri and Natsuki are already there by the time I arrive. While they're not exactly best friends or anything, their friendship is much less shaky than it was 3 months ago. I could tell that Natsuki's thoughtfulness really touched Yuri. Hey guys! Romeo himself has arrived! Natsuki, afternoon, Moss. Monica's not here yet? It's not much of a surprise, is it? You know, given how she has like 5 million extracurriculars going on. The door swings open and Sayuri walks through, a cheery smile on her face. Hey! I'm so glad we all decided to eat lunch together for lunchtimes. Looking back, I'm kind of surprised no one suggested it earlier. Well, it's a new year and a new start. All we need now is Once again, the door swings open and Monica waves at us, an unapologetic smile on her face. Sorry. I had so much stuff to sort out. My teacher was talking to me about university applications. Already? But your second year of high school isn't even over yet. Monica sighs and really rubs her temples, pulling out her food. I know. It's stressful to say the least. Plus, I'm getting the results of my December exams back soon. Don't worry, Monica. I'm sure you did just fine. You worked so hard. I'd be inclined to agree. You're a model student, and I know how much effort you put into your studies. Monica smiles at the reference, but doesn't look wholly convinced. Oh, now that we're all here, I should tell you that we don't have a club meeting today. There wouldn't be a point, given how none of us have any poems to share. We can hold a session tomorrow, though, if you guys are interested. I know we didn't hold too many last semester, and that's on me. Sorry, I had a lot going on. Yeah, I'm down for a meeting tomorrow. I'm probably a little rusty, but this will be a good chance to get back into it. I turn to Sayuri. We could write one together if you like. I'm still not as good as you, so it could be a good way to learn. Oh, that would be really fun. Tonight? Yep. Well, that's 2 lovebirds started out. Works for me. Yuri nods in agreement. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow then. She finishes writing something down on her planner. I also noticed that she's using the pen Yuri got her for Christmas. Judging by the shy smile on Yuri's face, it's safe to say that she's also noticed. Maka suddenly stands up, swiftly packing her food away. Wait, you're leaving so soon? Yeah, I can't really stick around. Need to talk to my parents about the whole university thing. They've been hounding me ever since exam season started. See you guys later. And just like that, she's gone. Free time is foreign to her, isn't it? She really has so much going on. I couldn't fathom being in her shoes. The stress would be too much. Oh, those exams you have to take for university, I don't envy you guys in the slightest. Well, we don't take those exams until third year, but I think Monica has started her prep recently. Yeah, joys of being a first year, Natsuki. Count yourself lucky because you'll be in Monica's shoes before you know it. Wonder how long it'll be until Sakurai starts asking me the same thing. The question lingers on my mind as the rest of the lunch break passes by. At the end of the school day arrives, I wander down the corridor towards Sayori's homeroom. Along the way, I spot Yuri leaving her own classroom. Hello again, Malls. Yuri looks away nervously, fiddling with a strand of hair. You don't have to, of course, but she stands there struggling for the right words. What? If you like, would you like to what? You want to walk home with me? Sorry, it's a stupid question. I don't know why I asked. It's not that I don't want to or anything, I just didn't expect you to ask. Are you sure? I know you normally walk home with Sayori. I didn't want to intrude upon anything like that. You're worrying me for nothing. You're worrying for nothing, Eric. Why don't you mind? The more the merrier. It's cool. I was just on my way to go and find her now, so feel free to tag along. Soon after, I spot Sayori in the hallway. She looks curiously at Yuri trimmed behind me. There you are! I give her a daring peck on the lips, causing her to blush. Hey! Ready to walk home? Ready to walk home? Yuri's going to be joining us this time, if that's okay. I hope it's no bother. Surprise flashes across Sayori's features. Gone as soon as it appeared. Oh! Sure, that's fine. Although, I can't come with you guys today. Oh? My homeroom teacher wanted to talk to me about some stuff. So you two go ahead. I'll walk with you two tomorrow. Are you sure? Pretty sure we can wait. Yuri nods in agreement. It's no bother. But Sayori shakes her head. No, there's no telling how long it'll go on for. Plus, I think it might be a long discussion. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay then. See you soon. Bye, Sayori. It's slightly strange walking home with Yuri. I feel like you should have a coat on top of what you're wearing. I guess you have the sweater underneath. But fuck, it's gotta be cold. Especially since you're wearing a skirt. Skirt. It's slightly strange walking home with Yuri. Nothing against her, of course. It's just I'd grown used to Sayori being there instead. Although Yuri's still fairly shy, I've noticed that she's come out of her shell a little bit, especially since we went Christmas shopping together. Not that I'm complaining or anything, but why did you want to walk home with me today? Well, she looks away and sighs. It's just not so easy. I don't push it. If my fight with Sayori taught me anything, it's that you can never tell what demons people are internally battling. Given I still know very little about Yuri, it's definitely best to err on the side of caution. The Christmas period has always been a very family-oriented, at the least for me. For as long as I can remember, my parents used to put a lot of effort into making Christmas memorable. Especially in this country, the focus is on spending, and the focus on Christmas is spreading happiness. From what I read, Christmas is much more festively concerned with religion in Western countries. But I digress. I haven't spent Christmas with my family in a while. If you don't mind me asking, why is that? Yuri looks away, pricking at her sleeves. I notice that she tends to do that when she's upset or nervous. They aren't around this year. There's a pause. I feel like there's more to her answer, but again, instinct tells me not to push it. The Christmas period was very lonely, as you can imagine. Going shopping with you, exchanging gifts, playing with all of the club members. It truly was a highlight of December. Although it was only temporary, when I got home, I took out the peace lily that Suki gave me. It was such a thoughtful gift, but it was also bittersweet. It would have been the type of presents that my parents would have gotten me. So while it was lovely to receive the plant, it was a reminder that my parents weren't the ones to give it to me. Hey Yuri, I had no idea you were so lonely. If you told me earlier, I'd have spent more time with you. I had a lot of fun when we did our Christmas shopping. You were in really good company and gave really useful advice. Well, you and Sayori are a couple, and the last thing I'd want to do would be intrude on that. I wave her concern away. Yuri, Sayori and I both like you. You're a friend. You've seen how happy Sayori makes it. You've seen how Sayori makes it her top priority to ensure our friends are happy. It's not a problem at all. I'm sorry to bother you with my troubles like this. It's just that I couldn't really talk to the other two girls. Monica is constantly busy, and Natsuki, well, our friendship has definitely improved since you first saw us argue, but... Not at a stage where you can be comfortable asking her to hang out? Yes. I've always been very solitary by nature, and while I enjoy time to myself, sometimes it would be nice to spend time with another person, especially one as open-minded and considerate as you. Not that I don't appreciate the other club members. It's just that, well, I haven't really spent a day with any of them where it's just us two, and well, I think it's rather obvious that social etiquette isn't an area I excel in. Hey, well, I'm glad you're comfortable around me and able to tell me about this, Yuri. I know what it's like to be lonely. Last year, before I reconnected with Sayuri and met all you guys, I was pretty much alone too. I mean, I had class, sure, but we never really spent much time together outside of class. A lot of my free time was spent alone, and then my parents had a divorce, so that made it a lot worse. So yeah, I'd hate for someone else to go through that, especially someone who's this good of a friend. I gave her a quick hug. Based on the look at her face, it's safe to say she definitely was not expecting it. Thank you, Miles. It really means a lot to me. Nothing to thank me for. It's what friends do. Anyway, what are you up to tonight? Well, given that the semester has only just begun, I'm relatively free, as I don't have any homework to complete. I've also just started this new book. It's very popular, so you may have heard of it as well. The story revolves around a group of children and their struggle against a supernatural homicidal entity which uses shapeshifting to exploit its victims' worst fears. It typically takes the form of a deranged-looking clown. Actually, I have heard of that one. The kids later go on to fight the monster as adults, like 20 years later, right? Yuri's eyes light up. I've always been meaning to get into it. Well, I actually have a spare copy if you're interested in reading it. Oh? Well, that's a coincidence if I've ever seen one. Sure thing, I'll let you know if I'm finding it. I'll let you know how I'm finding it, if you'd like. If that's something you'd want to do, that would be lovely. Well, this is me. Okay. I guess Yuri really was engrossed in our conversation. Now that we're here, there's a wistful, sad look on her face she tries to hide by turning away. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, and thanks for letting me walk with you. No, that's nothing, Yuri. Thanks for the book. I'll get started on this tonight. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on the first few chapters. She turns and leaves as I absentmindedly watch her walk down the street. I can't help but wonder if there's something more I could do for her. In some ways, her situation is like Sayuri's, both girls struggling with an invisible adversary, and I was totally oblivious. Given Yuri's solitary nature, I suppose it was easier to see. I wonder if Monica and Natsuki are struggling with anything as well. Given the latter's prickly nature, I don't think she'd ever tell me. And with Monica, she's under a lot of pressure with her parents and teachers. The club isn't exactly the epitome of happiness, is it? After an hour or so, that's just a weird way to phrase that. After an hour or so, Sayuri texted me to let me know she was on her way. Man, her teacher really kept her for a while. Now we settled down into the living room, pens and papers at the ready. I can't decide what this poem's gonna be about. Sorry. I'm not actually that bothered about writing a poem, to be honest. I only suggested this so we could spend more time together. Really? I maneuver myself so I'm sitting directly behind her, wrapping my arms around her back. She giggles and leans backwards. But Moles... I know. With a sigh, I detach myself and pull up the notepad in front of me, pen in hand. After a while, we're both finished with our poems. Sayuri wasn't kidding when she said she does better in creative subjects. Watching her brainstorm and write her poem was proven to be an ideal eye-opener. Though not quite to the same extent as Yuri, Sayuri really gets lost in her own little world. As she wrote, I was struck by how much attention goes into her work. For instance, she deliberately avoids cliches and has an interesting, varied rhyme scheme. Her language is emotive and effective, enabling the reader to vividly picture what she's talking about. It's easy to immerse yourself into the world she creates, and the best part was seeing the look on her face as she wrote. My poem obviously can't hold a candle to hers, but it was at least much more enjoyable to write my poem with her next to me. Sayuri? What did your homeroom teacher want to talk to you about? Well, I haven't been handing in my homework on time. I've just been, it's impossible to find the motivation to work on it sometimes. Have you thought about telling him about your depression? I'm sure they'd be a bit more lenient if they knew what was going on. From their perspective, they probably just think you're being lazy. Maybe. That'd be less of a hassle. As she talks, I reach over to my bag and pull out the book Yuri lent me. Oh, what's that? It looks scary. Oh yeah, it's a book Yuri lent me when we were walking home. She just got into this book herself, and happened to have a spare copy, just as I told her I always wanted to read the book as well. What a coincidence, eh? There's a silence for a few seconds. Did I say something wrong? Sayuri? Oh, sorry, I was just looking at the front cover. Pretty creepy, huh? Another awkward silence. Moles, why did Yuri want to walk home with you? Why does she look angry all of a sudden? Oh, that. I'm not sure if I should tell Sayuri about Yuri feeling really lonely. As good as their friendship is, Yuri's confession was rather personal. I can't tell you. Why not? Well, it's personal. Okay. Yuri's just, going through some difficult times at the moment. And we're friends, so I guess that's why she wanted to talk to me. And you like spending time with her, don't you? I mean, yeah, isn't that normal between friends? Yeah, of course it is. I'm glad you two get along so well. You also went Christmas shopping together, right? Yep. She's actually really good with suggestions. But she did take ages in the stationery shop. You'd think I'd be used to that given how long you spend at the shops with candy. I playfully nudge her, but she barely responds. You okay? You seem a little tense. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about all the homework I need to catch up on. I should probably get going, actually. Aw, really? She stands up and heads to the door. Can you not see what is going on here? My dude! You should ask Yuri to come over. She's better company than I am anyway. Huh? She closed the door and I'm left there, wondering what that was all about. Did I say something to upset her? Or perhaps she had a fight with Yuri? I mean, that explained why she seemed angry at the mention of Yuri's name. I'm too tired. Are you... Dude! I'll ask her about it tomorrow. That's stupid. You're dumb. Our protagonist is dumb. If they break things off, he fucking deserves it. Oh my god. Like, I know you're a teenager who can't, like, understand emotions, but god damn. I'm not saying fucking Sayuri's in the right. Part of it's her depression telling her that, like, she's worthless and that you'd be better off with Yuri. And I get that, but, like, you can't get mad at your partner hanging out with other people. Like, that, no, they're allowed to have friends. Feeling refreshed after a decent night's sleep, I'm patiently waiting for Sayuri. The winter chill really has no mercy, especially this early in the morning. Thankfully, Sayuri isn't particularly late, and before I know it, we're on our way to school. Hey, Malls. Yes, Lady Sayuri, how can I be of service on this fine winter morning? I was curious, who's your favorite club member? Not including you? I don't really have any, to be honest. None of them are as awesome as you. Come on, you've got to like one of them more than the others? I narrow my eyebrows. Where's this question coming from? Why the sudden interest? I just wanted to know how you're getting along with the others. Definitely not Natsuki, for obvious reasons. I never got the feeling that she likes me. Plus, it's always really awkward when it's just the two of us. I suppose we were alone once last semester, and it was a painful experience. What about Monika? Compared to Natsuki, we definitely get along a lot better. She looked super appreciative when I told her how much I liked the club just before we performed. But to be honest, she's always a little intimidating. I nervously scratched the back of my neck. You know, being the perfect student and all, maybe I'm imagining it, but sometimes I get the impression she might look down on me. Don't get me wrong, I definitely appreciate all her hard work for the club and all. Much like Natsuki, we never really spent time together, so I wouldn't really say she's my favorite either. So, what about Yuri? Unless I'm mistaken, Sayuri is trying really hard to appear nonchalant. It isn't working particularly well. Well, yeah, I'd probably say her. I mean, I've got to know her a little better over the last semester, and she went from someone who could barely maintain eye contact with me to someone who would agree to go shopping with me when it was just us. I've enjoyed seeing her come out of her shell to allow me to see the real her, I guess. Okay, that's what I thought. Sorry, is everything okay? I noticed that you left kind of abruptly last night after we talked about Yuri. Did you guys have an argument or something? I really can't imagine those two having a fallout, of all people. It's extremely rare for Sayuri to get angry, along with the fact that their personalities don't clash at all. So, what could it be? Of course not, silly. I was just a bit surprised how friendly she's been with you recently, that's all. Given how shy she is, I'm just curious to, I'm just a bit surprised, that's all. You are both dumb. Dumb teenagers. Right. School is looming in sight, so unfortunately our conversation will have to end here. So, as you can tell, the 1930s were very important for European history. Countries all across the continent were experiencing significant changes, both politically and socially. Now I've made it my New Year's resolution to end my lessons before the bell rings, so we'll call it here. Oh, by the way, could I have a word, Malls? I swear to God, these must be the scariest words you've ever heard, well, along with, I'm pregnant. Man, if any of you haven't seen what's his name? I think it's H2O Delirious. His reaction to a character in The Last of Us 2 saying, I'm pregnant. It's hilarious. You have to go see it. It's so good. It's so good. And it's not just you, it's me. Hopefully things I won't hear from Sayuri. Especially the second one. I approached the front desk, awkwardly hovering by the side. I need to give you the results of your exam, so here they are. Okay. I need to give you the results of my exams is on that list. He pulls up a piece of paper and lowers his voice as some students are reading nearby. You don't have to look like you've seen a ghost. My mind wanders back to October. Funny he should mention ghosts. For the most part, you've done well. Your grades in history, Japanese, and English especially were satisfactory. Looks like being in that literature club has really helped, huh? How'd you know about that? Moles, please, I'm a wise old owl. Aren't you one of the youngest teachers in the school? He sighs dramatically. You can never let me have my fun, can you? Although your grades in other subjects could be a little better, namely math and physics. It's not cause of concern. It's not a cause for concern, but I know you can do better. Yeah, about that. Truth be told, last semester was hectic, relationship stuff. Sayuri. How did you know? His eyes twinkles with a knowing smile. Anyway, you're a bright student. Well, when you want to be, so breathe a sigh of relief. I recommend paying attention to the technical stuff from math and physics especially. And don't be afraid to ask for help when it's needed. Not everyone can excel at everything, but I have faith in your ability to bring your grades up. Thanks, sir. The past few months weren't easy. Relationships are tricky, so I'm glad I was able to keep up academically at least. He pauses to stare at me, offering me a shrewd smile. Of course. Just be careful not to make Sayuri jealous. From what I've seen, the literature club is full of girls. He chuckles to himself. Now I've got to go to a meeting I have to pretend to be interested in. There really is no rest for the wicked. With a nod, he turns to leave. As I turn to follow him, my brain keeps replying the words he played over and over. Just be careful not to make Sayuri jealous. Flipping with my phone, I noticed this text from Monica, sent to all of the club members in the group chat. Hey guys, I've just been told club room is being used after school today. It's for a supervision session for people to talk to their teachers about their exam grades. Plus something important has popped up, which means that I can't make it. I'll do my best to rearrange. Sorry guys. I mechanically shoot a reply while on autopilot. My brain is roaring at 1,000,000 miles an hour as I finally realize something I should have seen coming. Before I can say anything, Sari starts the conversation. So my teacher gave me my exam results back. Oh? Yeah, I can't really complain, I guess. I did much better than I thought I would for biology, but physics was a bit of a nightmare. Math wasn't great either. But on the whole, I think I've done okay. Sari, are you jealous of Yuri? The abruptness of my question, along with the clash of conversation topic, takes her by surprise. For a moment, there's silence. The silence, which grows heavier as I realize how tactless I was with my approach. What makes you think that? You're my girlfriend. I've known you for years. What would I have to be jealous of? She's trying to sound confident in her answer, but the wavering in her voice gives it away. I don't know. That we spent time together? The Christmas shopping? Her walking home with me yesterday? Sari turns away, so I can't read the expression on her face. When she replies, she's talking to the ground. I'm sorry, Mullins. It's just, you seem so happy with her, and we're just friends, Sayuri. I would have thought you could see that. Don't you trust me? Not sure how I want to hear the answer. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just, I'm trying to believe that I'm worth your time. That I hear about how she's your favorite member of the club. I said besides you! Besides you! I'm blowing up my mic. I'm trying to believe that I'm worth your time. We really enjoyed seeing her come out of her shell. So that's why she was asking me. It all makes sense now. First impression, now the jealousy. And when I asked why Yuri wanted to walk home with you, you said you couldn't tell me because it was personal. I mentally smacked myself. Looking back, of course, that answer might have sounded suspicious. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to sound like I doubted you or anything. Sari and I settle into my house. Once we're comfortable, I continue to press her. Press her? No, Sayuri, it's not your fault. I didn't really see it from your perspective at all. Please believe me when I say you're not the only one. You're the only one I want. Yuri's a great friend, but that's it. The feeling I felt for her have been platonic. I wrap her into a hug and she sighs. As I stroke her, she clings to me, hiding her face in the folds of my blazer. I'm the one who should be apologizing. I'm totally new to this whole relationship thing, so I really don't have a clue what I'm doing. It's okay. It's okay. I don't think you were doing it to hurt me or anything. Okay, good, because I never do anything to hurt you. I've been such an idiot. Yuri has been just feeling really lonely lately. I briefly feel Sayuri in what Yuri told me yesterday. I'm not entirely sure if I should be telling her this, but at this point in time, I'm much more concerned with complete clarity between Sayuri and I. So that's why. It makes a lot of sense thinking about it. Although I can't help but think. She looks down at the ground again, nervously biting her lip. I can't help but feel that Yuri likes you, Moles. Eh? Really? You can be really dense sometimes. It's true. I can. There's a sad playfulness in her tone. Yes, really. She's trying to spend more time with you. She really appreciates your company. It's subtle, but I can tell by the way she looks at you. I think she gets attached really quickly. But she said she knew we were together and didn't want to intrude on that or anything. Sari? Maybe I was right then. About what? About me just dragging you down. What can I give you that Yuri can't? You said it yourself. She's only. And if she was with you, then she'd be happy. She's smart. She's really pretty. She's really elegant. And what am I? I'm just an airhead. I can't even find the time to get ready in the morning. I'm just a dead weight to you. You're so much more than that, Sayuri. Even if Yuri was the most desirable girl on the planet, I wouldn't give a damn, because you're the only person I want. You know something? When I was walking with Yuri yesterday, I couldn't help but wish that I was with you. It was the one time we didn't walk together, and the one time is all I needed to realize how much I enjoy walking home with you. But what if I can't find the time you can't find the time to get ready in the morning? You're still beautiful, even when you don't try. Aw, Malls, you're just saying that, though. I swear on my life that I'm going to be 100% genuine. There are things I've always wanted to say to you, but I've never really known how. And that's not all. I wake up every day and I feel so goddamn lucky knowing that you're my girlfriend. It's a little strong for a start of a relationship, especially with like a person you've known for like
years and years and years, I would assume there'd be a bit more awkwardness. And like, there is awkwardness, but still.
I pull her in close for a kiss. She clings close to me, and I guess it's a romance novel, so you gotta cut some slack. I pull her in close for a kiss. She clings to me. I can sense the urgency in her touch. It's impossible to describe how it feels to hold her in this moment of vulnerability. I don't really care how elegant Yuri is. If I'm being honest, that's her, who she is. I much prefer your quirkiness, how silly we can be together. We have that link that no other girl in the world can say they have. We really do have that history together, don't we? History that I'd never trade for anything. Wells, please don't leave me. I know I'm being selfish for asking that. You're not. It's still so confusing, but when I'm with you, I feel warm inside, and I think that, well, just for a moment, that maybe everything will be okay. I can't really understand why you care so much about me, but I'll trust you. I'm glad, Sayuri. I really am. But if I'm being honest, she looks up to me, we can't do this alone. I think we should look into getting you some therapy. She looks away. I'm obviously always be here for you, but I'm just a normal teenage guy. There's only so much I can do. I don't know. Why not? It's just a really scary thought. I don't want to go through all that false hope again. Again? I've tried therapy and antidepressants before, Moles. Back when I was first diagnosed with depression. Everyone told me it would work. They told me that I would feel okay again. But that never happened. I was much younger back then, and everything was a million times scarier and more confusing. All of those tests, all of those questions, the drugs. I didn't know what was wrong with me. The whole thing was terrifying. But I'd give to be a medical professional right now. Wow, Sayuri, I had no idea. I wouldn't have expected you to have known. Would you believe me if I said things would be different this time around? And how would you know that? I wouldn't, at least for sure. But if we leave this unchecked, how could things ever change? I know it must be really hard for you. Believe me, I can only imagine what you're going through. And I totally get why you'd be reluctant to try again. But I promise you that this time, I'll be here. I wouldn't have you go through it all alone. I squeeze her hand. Well, we'll get through it together, remember? What if it doesn't work again? We'll find another doctor or another therapist until it does. It's not going to be that easy, though. I know. I'm never going to give up on you, so I don't care how long it takes. You're so selfless in how much you care for other people's happiness, but I want you to be happy. Do I really deserve that, though? If other people deserve happiness, why don't you, Sayuri? Just ask yourself that. Please, for me. Okay, for you. It feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Finally, I feel like I'm not alone in trying to help Sayuri. I know that must have been a really difficult thing to agree to. I'm really proud of you. You're much braver than you realize. Although, I haven't been too pushy or anything, have I? I want to encourage you, not force you. It's something that I would have had to try sooner or later, I guess. But there's always the chance that therapy might fail again. It's also the only way I can potentially get better. I mean, there's a lot of different types of therapy and medicine. See, that's the spirit. She doesn't look wholly convinced, but smiles anyway. I'll do it for you, Moles. I'm not going to hold my breath, but if it makes you happy, I'll give it a try. That's all that I can ask right now. It means a lot to me that you'd be willing to try again. Well, let's hope this time it works out a little better. Anyway, I'll talk to my doctor tomorrow. Sounds like a plan.
I mean, I don't know about this one, guys. You think after studying psychology for 4 years, I would know what the right answer is? I think yes. It's okay to go. Hello again. You asked that question before. Or at least a very similar question. In the game like this, I feel like a weird out-of-place character would actually probably fit in just well, considering we have Emmy from Katawa Shoujo running around. So I think it'd be okay. I think it'd be fine. I am gonna go to therapy. Oh, and Sayori, I can come with you to your therapy sessions if you want. Are you sure? Would they let you? I think so. I mean, if you tell them you're okay with it, I don't see why not. Just keep me updated, okay? I wouldn't want to miss your first session. Okay then. And thank you. It's kind of daunting to start, so having you around should hopefully make it much easier. I'm just glad I can help. Now, I think going is okay. But you should not go to every session. You should definitely give them time to talk about things with their therapist without you there, because let's be real, some of those conversations are gonna be about you. Before I know it, the weekend has already arrived. It's been a few days since Sayori agreed to try therapy. With a slight nudge from me, she spoke to her doctor, who managed to arrange her first therapy session tomorrow. As relieved as I am with such a speedy response, I'm still fairly apprehensive. Seeing how pervasive her condition is, interfering with her ability to get homework done, twisting her self-perception, it's been daunting, I can't lie. I guess just seeing how serious depression is has been a shock to my system. Part of me does worry that somehow, me getting involved is actually a bad thing. Perhaps I'm somehow making it more complicated. Do I really know what I'm getting into here? No, Malls, don't listen to that silly irrational side. Let's look at the positives. She agreed to get to himself, so this is the first step to recovery. Yeah, that's true. Plus I'm going with her, so at least we're making this step together, right? It should be fine. Ugh, being a chronic over-worrier truly is a curse. Being with Sayori makes me happy. It's best to focus on that, and stop worrying about what could go wrong. Because if I constantly focus on the negatives, well, that's no good for anyone. Stay positive. Optimistic outlook, Malls. Optimistic outlook. After completing my morning routine, I find myself sitting at my kitchen, aimlessly wondering about how to spend my day. One of the drawbacks of your first relationship is you don't really know what you're meant to do with your partner. It's too cold to spend much time outdoors, so we're limited to the indoors. I check my watch, 10:14 a.m. Pretty early. Sorry, wouldn't even be awake yet. As my gaze idly settles on the used plates in front of me, an idea hits me. Oh, Sarah would love this. About half an hour later, my work is done, and carefully placed into a bag. I make a trip over to her room, hoping that she's still asleep. As I was hoping, she's fast asleep. No surprise, given it's not even 11 yet. As I approach her, I'm struck by how cute she looks when she's sleeping. Wait, that didn't sound super creepy, did it? I mentally chastised myself. Stop being so worried, Malls. By the way, but the way she's curled up into a ball, even with her hair being a mess and a slight trickle of drool trickling out of her mouth, she's perfect. I don't think there's any way that this girl could look anything less than beautiful. The light sounds of her snorting turn my light smile into a heartfelt grin. Setting down my bag, I quietly walk over to her and gently brush the lock of her hair that's fallen into her open mouth. She stirs slightly as my hand brushes against her forehead. Wakey, wakey, sleepyhead. 5 more minutes. I made you breakfast. She regularly sits up and rubs her eyes, hugging the blanket closest to her. You didn't have to, Malls. I can't help but feel disappointed and slightly irritated by her reaction. I was really looking forward to see how exuberant she'd be. What time is it? Like 11? Yawning, she pushes the covers off herself and sits up. She still looks quite tired. She gingerly opens the bag and forces a smile onto her face. You can thank your dear sunshine poem for inspiration, especially that last line. God, I'm so selfish. I have such a thoughtful boyfriend who's been super considerate and made my breakfast in bed. I can't even thank you properly. You went through all this just for me. Anyone else would be really appreciative, and here I am complaining about how you're here. Huh? No, it's not like that at all. I mean, yeah, I was hoping you'd be a bit happier to see me, but, well, it's kind of on me forgetting how difficult mornings can be for you. Don't worry about it. I can tell that my words haven't convinced her in the slightest. And I don't get the feeling you don't want me here. Relax. She slowly starts chewing her food. This is really good. It's pretty basic stuff, to be honest, but I'm glad you like it. Netsuki's cooking has nothing on me, as you can see. How is it that you can make me laugh even when it's the last thing I want to do? Magic? I think. Maybe I was a comedian in a past life. It's a question that science has been trying to answer for the past 100 or so years. By the way, could we just have a lazy day today? I don't really feel like going outside or anything. Fine by me. After she finished eating, we made our way back to mine. We pretty much resumed our standard activity of cuddling on the sofa. Maybe my earlier worries were unfounded after all. We're both content in just being in each other's presence, regardless of the activity. Thriller. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a long time since I watched those videos. I imagine a zombie would be pretty out of place. Maybe during Halloween. Maybe during Halloween they could have had it in there, and it would have been pretty good. Maybe my earlier worries were... for those of you watching the YouTube VOD, just to explain, there was someone in the Twitch chat asking about what if Michael Jackson was in the game. And I'm trying to give a response. Just so you know, so you're not like super weird. It's like, why the fuck is he talking about fucking Michael Jackson out of nowhere? You know? Maybe my earlier worries were unfounded after all. We're both content in just being in each other's presence, regardless of the activity. I'm aimlessly flicking through the movie channel on TV. I whip out my phone. Hi, Mouse. What's up? Not much. She carries on typing, and she's taking an awful long time to reply. I get the feeling she's picking up the courage to ask me something. Well, I was wondering. Go on. Would you like to discuss the book with me today? I haven't read much of it, to be honest. I think the movie version has Netflix, though. Now, let me check. What's up? Oh, you know, that book Yuri lent me? I'm checking to see if it's on Netflix. We're gonna have a horror night? Well, I told Yuri I'd let her know my thoughts on the book with her, but I haven't really read enough of it to really discuss it. If I can find it on Netflix, though, I thought we could all watch it together. Oh, here it is. Oh, are you okay with it? Of course. I'd be a terrible friend if I stopped her from coming over. Other people are out there having tough times, too. She shifts her attention to the television, a wan smile on her face. Okay, I figured if you were here, too, you wouldn't feel like I was, I don't know, leaving you out or anything. It's fine, Moles. Dear God, that clown looks even uglier on the big screen. I never liked clowns. Good news, I found it. You can come over. Sarah's here, too, by the way. Are you sure I wouldn't be interrupting something? Nah, she said she's fine with it. It's all good. There's a scenario here. There's a scenario here in which good things could happen. Or bad things. This could go either amazingly fantastic or horribly bad. One text later, and Yuri's waiting outside my door, book in hand. Hey, Yuri, come on in. Sayori's in the living room. Good afternoon, Moles. Thank you for suggesting this, by the way. I haven't seen the movie version yet. Yeah, neither have we. Should be interesting. Hey, Yuri. Yuri smiles in greeting. I've heard good things about the film adaptation, so I'm hopeful that this will be enjoyable. Only one way to find out. As predicted, Sayori is a massive chicken, jumping at every sound, every loud noise, and suspenseful scene. On the other hand, Yuri seems totally engrossed in the movie, never once looking away during an ominous scene. For the most part, it's difficult to read her face as she remains fairly impassive, though a look of wonder and interest occasionally flickers across her face, especially when the monster is on screen. It's definitely one of the better horror movies I've watched. Granted, this isn't saying anything, as I haven't seen too many. I have to admit, the acting in this film really sells it. Both the clown and the young kids who serve as the protagonists are brought to life really well. Oh no, please don't tell me they're going into that creepy building. Why would you go in there? It's just a nightmare waiting to happen. She ducks behind a cushion, only peering out intermittently, something she took to doing once the clown first arrived. I laugh and pull her close. She cuddles into my shoulder, turning her face so she can still see. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch Yuri throwing us a glance. From my perspective, my peripheral vision, it's hard to tell, but she looks a little sad. Maybe Sayori was right. I grimace a little. Clearly I forgot how isolated Yuri feels at home. Watching Sayori I cuddle is probably a painful reminder. Especially if Sayori's prediction about how Yuri feels about me is true. You're in a tough spot. Oh hey guys. What's going on, K-Fire? K-Fine? What's going on? Good to see you. Make sure to follow if you haven't already. Although I think I recognize your username. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. How's everybody doing today? An hour or so later, the movie's over. It's been really interesting to hear Yuri's thoughts, not just on the movie, but on the horror genre as a whole. And that's something I admire, both about the book and the movie, how both approach and present the main theme of fear. A lot of film adaptations of books tend to be over-sensationalize the content, and many horror movies rely on cheap jump scares to elicit a reaction. Of course, there's nothing inherently wrong with jump scares, but I find the best horror tends to really get under your skin. It makes you think. Well, after you've finished. Yeah, I agree. Jump scares just annoy me, really. They startle you, sure, and the build-up can be tense. But from what I'm seeing, horror movies make it really obvious when one's coming. I don't mind a good jump scare, but a lot of things overdo it. It's like, I think the best example is the Five Nights at Freddy's games, actually. Because the first game, it was pretty novel and unique, and there's a lot of tension built up in the atmosphere of the environments in that game. And then as the series went on, especially as the series fucking progressed and became, like, utter schlock, you ran into the problem where jump scares meant nothing, because you could tell when they were going to happen. Like, it was just a fail state. It was nothing. So a good jump scare is okay, but a lot of things really, really, really overdo it. The music goes really quiet or really spooky. The character's in a dark place. Indeed, sadly, it's quite the common occurrence with modern horror. There's not much left to your imagination. I can't help but notice that Sayuri's been really quiet throughout the discussion Yuri and I are having. You okay, Sayuri? I don't really have much to say. You two carry on, I'm fine. She's looking absent-mindedly at the screen. It's unfortunate that the second part of the movie isn't out yet. It's like being able to only read half the book. The second part is about how the characters come back to fight the clown when they're adults, right? Indeed, and that's where the plot really shines. Apparently the second movie is terrible, so you're not missing much. Anyway, I have some errands to be getting on with, so I'm going to have to leave. Thank you both, by the way. I really appreciate it. That's okay, Yuri. I hope you're feeling better. Yuri turns to me. Oh, did you tell her? My face goes hot. In my haste to rescue Sayuri, that nothing was going on between Yuri and I totally forgot that Yuri's confession was likely confidential. You're in a tough spot now. You brought this on yourself. Oh, damn. Yeah, I did. Sorry, Yuri. I didn't realize it was private. It's okay. I suppose it's only fair that there's clarity between two people in a relationship. Phew. I'm glad that Yuri is so understanding. Anyway, I'll see you two on Monday. Goodbye. See ya. Bye, Yuri. It's really as I turn to Sayuri. She's looking a little rueful. I hope you were right about therapy, Moles. I'm dreading tomorrow. It's going to be just fine. Don't worry. I hope so. I should probably get going as well. I'll see you tomorrow. And with a wave, she departs as well. Bum, 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 bum. I like these transitions. They're really cute. As my eyes slowly open, I can't help but feel nervous about how today will go. I can only imagine how nervous Sayuri is. It's such a big step for her, too. I just hope it goes well. Hey, Sayuri, ready to get going? Yeah. She's a little quiet, not quite as chipper as she usually is. The journey to the clinic is a quiet one. Thankfully, it's only a short walk. Well, that was interesting. Oh, we're just gonna skip the therapy? Oh, come on. Come on. This is the first thing in this mod that just pisses me off. Like, you don't have to show all of it. Like, therapy sessions are usually like an hour at least. But, like, come on, you're skipping it? Like, what the hell? Alright. Well, that was interesting. Our therapist was incredibly patient and empathetic, never once being insensitive with her questioning. He spent the majority of the session getting a picture of her current life situation, to which Sayuri was generally compliant. I think that after she told me about her depression, it might have been a little bit easier to talk about, given I was the first person she confessed to. She didn't look entirely comfortable, but after a few reassuring smiles from me, she was able to answer his questions. The session passed by relatively quickly, and before we knew it, it was already over. Sayuri is quiet as she breaks the silence. I've heard a few horror stories about people who get really insensitive therapists, and I was really scared that he'd be one of them. But he was really patient, so that could have gone a lot worse. She trails off into silence. I'm really proud of you, Sayuri. I know that must have been really hard for you to do, but with how confusing all of this can be. It really does make me happy that you're doing this. I'm glad to hear that, Moles. I really am. By the way, can we just spend the rest of the day together? I don't want to go home just yet. Of course we can. Cuddling up on the couch it is. Is it time for the shacks? I think it is. I think this is about the time. Glad it's censored. After swinging by the shops to get some snacks, we find ourselves back in our typical cuddling spot. It's rather quiet between us, a given, I suppose, after the therapy session. There's a lot to take in for both of us. Tagging along to the session raised so many questions in my mind, though. Now isn't the best time to ask them, though. Hey, Sayuri. Yeah. Why don't we play something? We don't have enough people for a board game, though. Nah, I don't mean board games. Remember we used to play video games together when we were kids? I always found video games as a really good way to escape reality. Last year, when I was really lonely, I found it helpful to take my mind off things. Plus, there's some games I haven't that you might enjoy. She sits up. Sure, that could be fun. What games are you thinking of? As it turns out, I still have one of those games we used to play. Do you remember Banjo and Kazooie? Oh, the one with the bear? Haha, yep, that's the one. Let's give it a whirl. As I was hoping, gaming has proven to be a wonderful way to get my mind off therapy. She's truly lost in the colorful, immersive world, with her face scrunched up in determination. At first, she wasn't very good at the game, struggling with the controls, getting lost, and generally being unsure of what she's meant to do. Although after a few pointers from me, she really started to pick it up, and was soon getting the hang of it. You know, one thing I miss from the early game, and I'm really just thinking about it now, is the poems. I really miss reading the poems of all the members and having the actual club meetings. I kind of wish that didn't become such a side thing to, like, romance the girl. And I feel like that's a problem with most visual novels. And, like, some do it better than others. But, like, Act 1 is actually usually the most fascinating and interesting arc. Because it's a build-up to romance, and you're talking to a bunch of different characters. But, like, I feel like we barely see Natsuki and Monika anymore. And I feel like it's a bit of a shame. Still really like this thing, though. Suri can be really good at things where she puts her mind to it. It's almost uncanny how skilled she can be, especially if it's a contrast against the airheaded vibe she can give off. Aha! I knew I'd find the jigsaw piece here. I laugh. She's having a great time, and it's heartwarming to see her so happy. Even if it's over just a video game, nothing will ever beat seeing Sayuri smile. You'll never know just how cute you are, Sayuri. Huh? Just seeing you happy makes me so happy, and I swear that nothing will ever change that. Aw. Not that I'm complaining or anything, but where did all this come from? Truth be told, I'm not really sure. Being with her in the therapy room just now was quite eye-opening for me. Not just because I got to see how therapy works, but because it's really dawning on me that she has depression, and that it's something we can't deal with alone. Of course, I believed her when she told me she was depressed back in November, but, well, meeting the therapist and watching him do his job really drove home the point. I'm obviously really glad she's seeking help, but it made me think. She's been depressed for a long time, and I've only recently come back into her life. So what was life like for her before, well, we weren't friends? Probably awful, and super lonely. Moles, are you there? You're looking kinda sad. What's up? Her bright smile does nothing for my guilt. I'm sorry, Suri. What are you sorry for, silly? We've only properly begun to hang out again not too long ago, right? Since September. Yeah. She pauses, the game sets the controller down, sensing the urgency in the situation. And you've been depressed for so many years, and I wasn't there for you. We drifted apart, all because of what? Because I was an idiot who prioritized gaming and anime over you. I can't even imagine how hard things were for you when we weren't talking. Moles, none of that is your fault. She only takes my hand in hers. And part of me thinks that, well, had I made more of an effort with you back then, perhaps us drifting apart didn't cause me to be depressed, Moles. Truthfully, I don't really know why I developed depression. There's a lot, and I don't know about my condition. But one thing I know is that it doesn't really need a reason. That's what my doctor said the last time I said that. It's about the chemicals in the brain, man. So please, don't you ever think they're somehow contributed to my depression, okay? You're like the polar opposite. When I'm with you, I'm happy. You make me feel like I'm actually worth something, even though my brain tries to tell me hard that you're lying. Yeah, but that's in the present. What about the past, when there were years when we didn't hang out at all? I actually had this conversation with Monika once. It's normal for friendships to be like that, I think. You can go a long time without talking to someone, but if you don't reconnect with them, and you can both get along if there's nothing ever happened, does anything really change? I pause upon hearing her words. I guess she does have a point, but I find it hard to internalize. She reaches forward and strokes my face, gently lifting my chin so we maintain eye contact. The way I see it, we get along just as well now as we did when we were kids. Besides, what happened in the past was the past. If anything, the time apart made me appreciate the time I do spend you even more. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, Sayuri. I really am. It's just, well, you going to therapy today made me realize the reality of depression. It made me reflect on how much I've been absent in your life. I didn't mean to spring this on you out of the blue, though. Especially when you wanted me to take your mind off therapy. It's pretty inconsiderate of me. It's okay. Really, it is. I'm just glad we can talk these things out, you know? You've been really patient with me, so it's the least I can do for you. I'd rather we talked about whatever bothers you than you bottling it up. After all, bottles are meant to be shared, right? I can't help but laugh. That was clever. If you say so. I do. Seriously, little Moles, please don't blame yourself for anything. I've been much happier ever since you came back to my life. I wouldn't have been able to go to therapy if you weren't with me. And like you said, well, I agree it is a big step to take. There's a faraway look in her eyes as she ponders her next words. I've gone so many years thinking that
this was something I'd have to bear alone. But I have to admit, it's nice not having to go through this by myself. Excuse my hand. Besides, we can't really change the past, can we? Yeah, I guess you're right. You really do have such a big heart, you know that? Nothing ever changed with you. And that's never going to change. The moments like these that's really bring about a warm, fuzzy feeling inside of me. I never felt anything like this before, but it feels so right. Now, I think we have some jigsaws to collect. Of course, let's get back to the game, shall we? She reaches for the controller and starts playing once more. Within seconds, we're whisked away into the world of childhood memories, the feel of her warmth in my arms, the sound of her innocent laughter, and the smell of her hair. The little voice of guilt remains, but it's now easier to ignore. Whew, it's super late already, and tomorrow's a school day as well. No fun. Tell me about it. Monday mornings are the absolute worst. Not even Sakurai can save them. I just want another break. We just had our Christmas one. I know. Oh well. Anyway, I should get going. Leaving so soon? My attempt at pulling a puppy dog eye causes her to laugh and shake her head. But it's late! I reach forward to her and pull her into an embrace. It's a playful attempt to stop her from leaving. I push her back down onto the sofa, wrapping my arms tightly around her body. You've fallen into my grand trap. Now there's no escape. You caught me. Whatever can I do? Nothing. My mastermind plan is absolutely foolproof. Is it Sayuri proof? What do you... Her lips meet mine, and immediately I'm taken away into another world. Man, it's almost scary how powerful the sensation is whenever we kiss. No fair. Are you complaining? If you prefer, I could just... Her tone is innocent and playful. Not kiss you again. Hey, I didn't say that. Okay, you win. But there's one thing you didn't prepare for. Oh, and what could that be? I quickly bop her on the nose. Boop! Wah! Surprise sneaky boops aren't allowed. Oh, but surprise sneaky kisses are? You had me trapped. It was just self-defense. So was my boot. This isn't over, Meanie. Looking forward to our rematch then. I reach over and check my phone. It's almost midnight. As much as I hate to admit it, probably should call it a day. Although having said that, an idea just popped into my mind. Okay, Sayuri, how about... I don't know about this one, boys. Why don't you stay the night? Eh? Here? That way, we can also make breakfast tomorrow morning before school. Oh, I didn't think of that. Where would we sleep, though? Well, I was thinking I could take the sofa and you could have my bed. Nuh-uh, there's no way I'm letting that happen. You can sleep with me. There's an awkward silence for a second. Made slightly comical by the fact Sayuri hasn't realized the implication of her words. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean it like that. You know what I meant. Anyway, I'm just going to get my stuff from my place, so I'll be back in a second. Alright. Well, that actually worked out way better than I thought it would. After completing my bedtime preparations, I rarely slide into bed, thinking about the conversation that took place today. There's been a lot to take in, I suppose. Ever since Sayuri became my girlfriend, there's always been a nagging feeling that I'm getting into something that's way beyond me. Going to therapy has helped dispel that worry, though. Today is relatively smooth, and I'm hoping that doesn't change. Faintly I hear the click of the door, followed by footsteps. I'm just gonna get changed, then I'll join you. Sayuri approaches the bed. I can't help but notice how nice her legs look in those shorts. Won't you be cold in those pajamas? Nope. I have you to warm me up, remember? I'm suddenly very grateful that I have a blanket covering my body. No. She slides in next to me, pulling the blanket over herself. Slowly she inches over to me and positions herself so that the top of her head lays just below my chin. Resting her head on my chest, she looks at me, moves in for a quick kiss, and giggles. At such proximity, I can hear her heartbeat. Her hands feel soft and warm against the fabric of my shirt. She's incredibly warm, but it isn't overbearing in the slightest. On instinct, I wrap my arm around her body and rest my face atop her hair. Good night, Sayuri. I plant a kiss on her forehead. Good night, Moles. That's adorable. So cute. Bum 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 bum. Okay. Alright. Maybe the plan wasn't as strong as I thought. Maybe I didn't think this through. Nope. Suddenly, I'm pulled out of my sleep at what appears to be sobbing. As I slowly fight the grogginess, I'm also aware of a slight dampness in my chest. I hate it when Sayuri has a nightmare. The feeling of powerlessness, the sound of her tears, the look of anguish on her face. It always hits hard. Why can't you hear me? I need you. Come back. Please come back. Sayuri? Gently shake her.
Shh, sorry, it's okay. I'm here. I hold her as she carries on whimpering. She clings to me even harder, shaking with fear. I can only imagine what's going on inside her head. I fumble for my phone. The blinding glare tells me it's 7 o'clock. Moles? It's me, Sarah. You were just having a nightmare. Don't worry. I got you. I stroke her hair softly as her crying subsides. That was horrible. What happened? She takes a deep breath and composes herself. Everything was so dark. You, Yuri, Monica, Natsuki, you were all there. But whenever I tried to talk to you, it was like there was an invisible bubble around me. None of you could hear me, but there was this shadowy figure that kept talking to me. Fresh tears fill her eyes once more. It kept saying horrible, horrible things. It told me that I was useless, and that everyone would be so much better off if I wasn't around. That you'd be much happier with Yuri, and that therapy is pointless and I'm just fighting a losing battle. It's nothing more than a false hope, no matter how hard I try to believe otherwise. She sniffles. I tried calling out to you, to the girls, to anyone, but it was just me and the voice, tormenting me, telling me everything that I've been trying so hard not to believe. It felt so real, Moles. Just when I thought things might have a chance to be okay again. I hate this. Why can't I just be normal? And it's already 7. Oh, I'm sorry, Moles. I just can't go to school today. It's okay. I won't go either. Huh? But what about... I couldn't care less about that. There's no way in hell I'm going to leave you alone after what you just experienced. I can miss the odd day of school. It's fine. She opens her mouth to protest, but upon seeing my steely resolution on my face... Resolution? Resolve is what I would have used. After seeing the steely resolve on my face, she reluctantly abates. I'll get you some water. Be back in a second. I don't know why I'm like this, Moles. Why is it that something as stupid as a little nightmare makes me feel this bad? I was hoping that finally there was a light at the end of the tunnel. But that was just naive of me, wasn't it? It's okay. You don't have to say anything, Moles. I know you might feel like you have to say some magical words to make me feel better, but all you have to do is listen. What really hurts me is the voice telling me that you'd be better off with Yuri as your girlfriend. I'm trying really hard to believe that I'm a good girlfriend and that I'm worth your time, but these doubts are always there, in the back of my mind. I know you'd never break my trust, but I just wish I could convince my stupid brain to see it the same way. And it's so unfair, because I can see how hard you're trying. I can't believe... Please believe me when I say I really appreciate you, Moles. But I'm just so scared that it might all be for nothing. What do you mean? Well, what if I never get better? What if I'm always going to be like this? My pieces are all broken. You're trying so hard to put them together. But what if you can't? What if you can't put them back together because if some of them are gone? I don't have the answer for that. I hate feeling like this. Feeling like I've lost something. Feeling like I'll never get back no matter how good your support or how well therapy goes. I can't remember the last time I wasn't so tired, Moles. That's the worst part about depression. The exhaustion that never goes away. An exhaustion that sleep can never fix. The only good thing about sleep is that it's an escape from my mind. At least for a few hours. Well, when I don't have nightmares. And I'm just so tired of it all. Tears slowly started leaking down her face once more. Her face looks utterly resigned. I wish that I could wake up one day and actually have hope. She faces me with a sad smile. Her cheeks glisten with tears. Actual, genuine hope. Hope that maybe, just maybe, things might be okay. But when I begin to think that could be true, days like these happen. I hate these days. I hate these days so much. Therapy is a little hard enough, and these nightmares make me feel like what little progress I've made has been reset. All of the doubts that I try to keep in check break free, and they're merciless. Wipe away a few of her tears and gently grasp her hand in mine. We will get through this together, Sayuri. Just like you said, I don't care how long it takes or what we have to endure. That's a promise. But I'm never going to stop until we see it through. She looks away. Why is it that I never feel like I'm actually getting through to her? I have to try and stay positive, for both of our sakes, even though seeing her like this is one of the most demoralizing things on the planet. No matter what, you'll never be alone in dealing with this, and if your pieces are broken, we'll create new ones. I can't imagine how hard it is. Really, Moles? How can you possibly know what it's like to feel how I'm feeling? Exactly, you don't. You don't know what it feels like. The constant numbness, the constant feeling that no matter what I do, the shadow will always be there. Crying myself to sleep, waking up in tears, having to fake everything because you're terrified that people will see the real you. But I've seen the real you, and you're still here, and you're still trying to help. I get it, I really do. I know you're trying to help, but it's hard to see your encouragement as anything more than just empty words. This isn't something you can fix just by saying the right stuff. She bursts into tears once more. As much as I wish it was. I scoop her into a hug. She tries to push me away initially, but I hold firm.
holding her closer to my chest. She eventually gives in and sobs unrestrictedly onto my chest. I'm scared, Moles. I whisper softly in her ear as I gently stroke the back of her head. I know, Sayuri. I'm scared too. We both fell silent, and the only sounds permeating the room being the sound of her anguished cries. Sayuri? She mumbles into my chest. I'm sorry if I say the wrong things. I don't know what the right things to say and do are. The whole thing is just totally alien to me, and after you told me that my words are pretty much empty, well, I'm starting to doubt everything. She winces slightly as she bites her lip. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It came out much harsher than I intended. I want to believe what you say, I really do. I know that I shouldn't feel jealous, and that I shouldn't compare myself to the other girls. I want to believe all the lovely, reassuring things you say to me, but I can't. I know that what you're saying makes sense. It's just internalizing it is a whole other story. It's not your problem. It's all on me, being unable to get over this stupid thing. Depression isn't just a stupid thing, though. I know, it's much more than that, Moles. I just can't help how angry it makes me. I just want to be normal, like everyone else. It's like I'm not in control of my own body. The depression is the one that chooses my mood for the day. It chooses how I react to things and what I say. Like the day you made me breakfast. I really wish that I was appreciated from the start, instead of being irritated that you were in my room so early. It's so unfair. And I keep going on and on about it, and don't ever apologize for venting about your depression, Sayuri. I know that my words probably don't sound as reassuring and helpful as I want them to be, but one thing that'll never change is my willingness to listen. You've been battling this alone for so long. It's only fair that I can be a shoulder to cry on. Problems should be shared. A problem shared is a problem halved, right? Well, it's obviously not that simple in this case, but it's something. She sniffles and nods slowly. It does help to at least be able to talk about it. That's something, then. Having you around, as much as I don't think I deserve your support, it does make a difference. Well, that makes me happy, then. Really? Yeah, it might not be a huge help, but it's still some help, right? She pauses to reflect. Yeah, I guess so. She nods and shifts herself so that her head lies on my lap. Once she settles, I start absent-mindedly stroking her hair. My mom told me there would be days like these. Oh, well, back in November after our fight, I was a bit lost. I didn't know who to turn to, so I asked my mom for advice. What did she say? She said if you date someone with depression, you'll have good days, like the ones we've had before, and bad days, like today, I guess. Sayuri falls silent once more. She looks a little reflective, and thankfully doesn't seem to mind that I told Mom about her condition. Does she have depression herself? No. She dated someone who had it in the past. It's kind of spooky how accurate her advice was. What was it? She told me about how important it is to be patient and understanding. But you have been. I don't know. I still have no idea what I'm doing, and I don't really know if I'm saying or doing the right things. I thought I was, but after you told me that my words were just empty, I'm starting to doubt everything. A lack of regret flashes across her face. Sorry, I didn't mean that. For what it's worth, you've been a great boyfriend, Moles. It's just not fair to you. Your heart has always been in the right place, and you put up with my moods. Well, that's reassuring to hear, at least. All I can do in return is snap at you for the smallest things. I know it wasn't going to be easy. My mom did warn me. And being honest with you, it's times like these that make me realize just how serious depression is. But I'm glad I got the wake-up call sooner rather than later. Neither of us really know what we're going to do, but at least we have each other, right? It's also our first relationship. We've really been fighting an uphill battle from the start. I'm definitely enjoyed my time with you so far, and you think I'm a good boyfriend, so we could be doing a lot worse. I don't know, could we? I feel like our relationship is just you putting up with me. Do we have a future together? Her words cut deep, knowing that she has these doubts, especially this early on. What do you think? Honest question. I don't know. Do you want us to have a future together? Yes. Other way around. Sorry. Sayuri says yes. So do I. Oh, so do I. No. I'm getting backwards. Blah, 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 blah. Proof I've been doing this for too long. But what about when we start our last year in school, or when we leave school? What if we go to What if you go to university and I don't? What if... Sayuri, listen to me. Let's just take our relationship one day at a time, okay? You could probably drive yourself crazy just trying to predict the future. Yeah, I've been there. Do I know if we'll be together in a year? Truthfully, no. I have no clue what life will be like after school. But there's no point worrying about it now because it doesn't get you anywhere. Yeah, you're right. She was a short, humorous laugh. I'm glad that one of us can think rationally. Nah, remember how I thought we'd let a spirit loose in the classroom back in October? That was the polar opposite of rational. I really enjoyed that day. It was nice to dress up in silly costumes and scare each other. A real throwback to a childhood. Definitely a highlight of the year, along with Christmas. There's something really satisfying about seeing someone light up when they unwrap the present you've got them. I had the photo you gave me in my room, by the way.
It always makes me smile when I see it. Even when I'm not physically around, you still make me happy. Please don't forget that. Thanks, Smalls. I'll do my best. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. I think that's a stream, folks. I think that's a stream. I think we did it. I think we did one whole stream. I hope you all enjoyed. It's time for me to eat, so it's time for me to go. I think we'll be able to finish this up tomorrow. Yeah, I might do an extra long one. Just to try and get it done. I was thinking of doing a long one today because it's Sunday, but honestly, I'm super hungry and my throat hurts a little bit from talking too much. So I'm going to try not to talk much for the rest of the day. Actually, now that I think about it, I might have something going on tomorrow, so there might be no stream tomorrow, but there will be one on Tuesday. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, make sure to catch me live on twitch.com/Mulsey or mixer.com/Mulls, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you're finding the playthrough so far. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye!